a good day.
No.
Are you recording?
Yeah, a little.
Today is a good day for Airsoft. Ah, see, today's a good day.
We're about to go on a road trip to visit the old farm.
C7 Viper.
Driveway is up here. This is the first driveway, but we always go past it. It's looking pretty good. Well, the driveway is blocked. This used to be the driveway that we would drive down. So it does look like we're gonna have to go around. Hold on. This might be bad.
Oh, it looks like somebody's driven here though.
Yeah. Oh no. Looks like there's no way. Park it here. Here at the old farm, we're gonna do a video about why we stopped coming here, why we can't come back, and the current state of the farm. So here we go. Well, as you can see, this used to be the driveway. This is completely blocked. We had to struggle to get back. This was the front field. Had a lot of games out in this front field. It has since overgrown. They don't use it for crops anymore. This was the drive that took you up to the house. It's completely gone. You can see a little bit of the asphalt. Looks like people have been dumping stuff here. Right here, this was the area we called the LZ, the landing zone. And it was exfil for a bunch of games. It's really hard to see. There used to be a chain link fence under that tree. Huh. Nothing left there. This is the barn. Or it used to be the barn. It's hard to tell now that it's all overgrown. There's really nothing here. Yeah, that looks like the barn. I didn't know it would look like this. Wow. This was the main door of the barn. There's like a little seat, like a bench that used to be up there. Airsoft is freaking awesome, except for when you get shot in the tooth or the eyeball or the pee-pee. That we used to sit on sometimes when we were watching everyone else play in the barn. This was the room. It was the office. We had plenty of games around here. There used to be a flap right here that would open and close and you could sneak in. So this was the office. Those were the stables to the barn. And there's the barn. It used to have a ceiling and a roof. We did a lot of games in this office. Can't really get in there. Try to get a view from the doorway. This is the view from the doorway. Probably got plenty of shots of this at home. There's an old wall right there that we used to hide behind. That was cover. Can't see the rest of the barn. It's scrapped. Oh man, it's not safe. Ooh. Nothing left. It's the side of the barn. There used to be a couple of mobile homes here, old trailers. There was a shed out there. It's gone. So here's the first sign that we were ever here. I don't know if you can see, I'll zoom in. This is one individual Airsoft BB. 100% from us. Had to been. Found a BB. Oh yeah. This is at least the smallest bit of proof that we were once here at this forgotten place. Phew. Call your hit. This used to be the tire pile, I believe. We had a whole big pile of tires right here between the shed and the barn that we used to assault the barn with from right here. And there's the shed, or what's left of it in there. This was the Airsoft shed, what we called it. There was a block wall, which you can see right there, where we had the words C7 Viper Airsoft sprayed on the side. Well, it is no longer. We had a good shot of the shed from this angle, I remember. But yes, it is gone. There's the slide. There was a video of us sliding down that at one point, the old slide. There it is. Otherwise trashed. Everything is trashed. Alright, that was the shed. Now we're going to try to go through here and find the meat locker, if it's still there. That should be the only building still standing. There's the barn again. Big open field, which is supposed to lead up to the meat locker. I can't see it, but if it's still there, we'll find it. This is the remnants of one of the sheds. This is a trailer, I think. And there's probably a desk underneath all that. There's a desk that used to be there. There's some of the barn. Let's zoom in on it. Yeah, there you go. Here's this field. We had a couple of intense zombie games. Some of the most popular videos we did back then. Right down there, there used to be a shed right here, and that's where we filmed the Shorty USA UTG 3-shot burst shotgun video. We're gonna try to head this way to where the house was. And I say was because it's not there anymore. I know that for a fact. Alright, let's try to get through here. Okay, right up here is the meat locker, and it is indeed still standing. We're gonna try and get up close and get inside it for you. None of these trees were here before. These used to be nothing. It's a whole different world now. We are approaching what we called the meat locker. I don't know if I can get in this side or not. Wow. It is still almost exactly the way we left it. There is a little bit more graffiti. It was definitely a cool scene from one of the zombie videos right here.
Everybody, go! Go! This is good, right? Yeah, he's there. I'm not!
and we used this exact door and threw it up against that hole during our zombie short, which was filmed on the last day we were here. Yeah, this is all new. This is definitely the door we used for our filming, though. I'm surprised this is still here. People were scrapping everything metal, and this is definitely a metal door. Here's the exit. We used to come storming out of here and storm the house. We used to have a plank that I one time put a tripwire on and blew people up with it. There's the meat locker. And over here was the house. We'll get to that in a minute. It's definitely like Mother Nature's taking this place back. Back there was where we used to camp at night for our overnight games, but I can't even get there. It's too overgrown. Seems like somebody's been riding dirt bikes through here, so it's not completely abandoned. But this used to be the main driveway that would take us right out and around, and we could drive right up here, and now it's a forest. Used to be able to drive right here. I'd park the SWAT truck right where we're at now. We would drive it from down here and all the way through and out. For our convoy games, have to go through the town, but now there's no road, no convoy, no town. So back here was the old mulch piles where we used to lay down to assault the house. Nothing there now. Down here was where we had some of our spawns. This is over here what we called Vietnam Alley because it was so overgrown. Then one day they came through and clear cut it. Back here used to be where the abandoned car was that we turned into a downed chopper. So none of this is that overgrown. This is still pretty good. But nothing back here to see. I'm recording you, recording me. Recordception. This was the house. We have made it to what was once the farmhouse. I'm coming up to where the kitchen was. This interesting fun fact. Right here where I'm at, right outside the kitchen, there used to be a kitchen roof. This is where my friend Matt jumped off of the kitchen roof down to the ground with a real machete for our zombie movie. That was not in the script per se. He was supposed to jump, pretend jump, and then we were gonna walk down and then pretend that he landed on the ground with the machete. And in the heat of the moment, he just went for it, which was the most dangerous thing that I've ever seen here. But at that exact moment, we were filming the end of the video and we heard some yelling over by the barn.
That's what I'm gonna do when I discharge this grenade. Boom. We don't want to throw it down and be badass.
Come on.
People are up there.
Where?
Are there people up there?
Jay, go over there. And these two guys came running over and screaming at us and started to try to fight us.
I didn't do anything. Chill out.
You can't even walk up there all cocky. What are you doing here? What do you want me to move my quarters? What?
This is my family's fucking
Fine.
friend's
I
property.
just wanted to come
We're
out.
all cocky.
I didn't want anybody dumping on your property.
They told us to get out of here. We weren't allowed. So instead of arguing, we packed up our stuff and left.
Farmers over there.
Everything gets picked up. Everything. Pick up everything. And when we came back next time, there was a big gate, which is what you saw in the beginning, and it was locked with a padlock, and that was that. We couldn't come back, and that was in 2009, May 10th, 2009. So almost exactly 11 years ago. And then 2 years later, the house was set on fire by somebody, I'm not sure who. That was just an interesting fun fact that happened right where we're standing. Ooh, a toy airplane. Oh, well this was clearly in the house when it was on fire. A little toy airplane. Huh. This used to be the kitchen. And you go in this door, And that was the house. But in 2011, somebody burned the whole house down. And we got a couple pictures that I'll put up right after it happened. But the only thing left is the chimney, which we used to climb up the chimney. Climbing. Ooh, falling. Ah! Don't knock me down.
Climbing up the building.
Get in to the second floor. Let me see if I can get a good shot of the basement. The foundation was all stone. That's how old this house was. And we never went in the basement. It was always flooded. So I unfortunately have no shots of the basement from back then. We boarded it up and never went down there. It was dangerous. But we'll work our way around the house. This was one of the windows that we would go in by the stairs. There's nothing left. I will make my way over to the chimney. I'm not going down there. There's something over there too.
No, you're not.
We never went in the basement. It was the first time we came here. There was hypodermic needles all over the kitchen floor, and we spent hours sweeping them into the basement and then boarded it up. I guess either people used to do drugs here, or it was medication for the horses when this was a horse farm. This was the porch overhung this way. We had several good videos right here. We stormed the house from that overturned shower that's still here. So this shower used to be a makeshift hut right here, pretty much where it is. And we would storm the house with it. Somebody dumped it here one day, and we always used any material that was dumped here illegally. We would either clean it up or use it for our games. But people would constantly dump stuff here. Now, the reason we can't be here anymore, I said I would get into that. We did have express written permission to be here from the owner. Gave permission to one of our friends' fathers to hunt here, and through that we had permission to play here. And as long as we kept it clean and didn't screw anything up, it was ours for years. But somebody else rented it, and those people didn't want us here, so there goes our written permission. That didn't count anymore. We are now over at the chimney. The chimney was functional, and we started little fires in the winter to keep us warm. This was one of the big trees that we used to hide behind to assault the house. And we had used some of those boards to build cover. There's boards behind it. We made a bunch of cover right here. Oh shit. Okay, so Alexis did just find one huge remnant that is very obvious that we were here. This was a marine grade smoke grenade slash flare that my dad gave me a case of when I was younger. And this was what we used. It was pull pin smoke device, and I use these all the time. Like I said on the meat locker, I put a pull pin device, and whenever somebody tripped it, they were instantly dead, and they had to go back to respawn. And I screwed up a lot of people's games with these. I had about 12 of them, and there was two sides. One was a flare and one was a smoke grenade. That must have been buried here for a while. That's really cool. I still have one left at home. I'm probably never going to use it. It's only got the flare side active. The smoke side's been used up. This one's been used up on both sides. Out there is the front field that we used to have convoy games. We would drive all through it with the SWAT truck and our friend Josh's pickup truck, and there was some pretty epic games. And then further down was where we had our second campsite for our overnight games. We would camp on both sides, and then we would assault each other's campsite all night, stealthily with tracers and whatnot. Look at this. Ancient speed loader somebody left here years ago, and it does look like it's been in the fire, or at least the fire was so hot it melted it. Somebody must have dropped this up against the tree. That's cool. We're actually finding remnants. It is. It's a speed loader. That's really cool. Right here is the big tree that we used to hide behind to assault the house. We would be right here, and the house would be right there. this would be our parking lot. There'd be a bunch of cars here, the SWAT truck, pickup trucks. We would come from the stables. There'd usually be cars and trucks parked right here. And we would run up to this tree and assault the house. We even had a few staged movies revolve around this tree assaulting the house, which house used to be back there. You can see the chimney. This was the stables. There's not much left. It has all since collapsed. This used to be all built up, but it seemed like every week somebody would come and steal more metal, and the metal was what held the buildings together, like the roof and the walls. So once they stole all the metal for scrap, the buildings came down. This is more of what used to be the stables. You can see over there, there's part of the fallen down roof. You can do it. Get through the brush. She's never done this before. She wanted to help my videos more, so this is how she could help. All right, so here's part of the main road. This used to be the main drag that went down to the house. We used to drive on it, and this is a really cool part right here. I really like this. This couch and this pile of asphalt marks the border between what we called the United States and Durkaville or Durkistan, depending on who you were.
This is the border between Russia and Turkestan. I live in Russia. I live in Durka!
And it was our warring factions, and this was the border.
Get up country in Delaware. Get out of my country. I'm sorry. What you? You're such a fucking mouth. Russia.
All right.
Turkestan.
So we'd always try to take over the other side's territory. This was the tire pile we built because one day we showed up and there was about 100 tires in the driveway. So we all pitched in and hauled them over here and built up the border. Well, there's significantly more tires than there used to be. We did not build this tire pile. Somebody must have dumped some more after we left. This was the main section of the driveway where we would pull in. And you could turn off here and go down there and park in the parking lot that we made. Right here was the main drag, the main driveway we filmed a few things on. There's some part of that building is still standing, not much. I doubt there's anything left in it. I'll have to give it a look. Nothing left. We didn't really play on this section too much because it was so close to all the cars that people didn't want involved in the game. Right here is where we were by the shed. We had a barbecue grill that we'd use in the winter to keep ourselves warm. And one of my friends thought it would be funny to throw a green gas can in it. So there were some hilarious results with that. So we're gonna try and head back down the driveway. Let's go. We're getting out of here. Nobody would be able to drive down this driveway. So how was it? Your first time at the farm?
It was thrilling.
We won't be doing that again.
It wasn't that bad. I've just never done anything like that before.
Yeah, and it was a little rougher than I remember too. So, this was the farm for those of you who are new to my channel, that we used to play at this awesome, huge 100-acre abandoned horse farm. We had full permission to be here at the time, and eventually, due to a rental agreement, we lost permission. Long story short, the house burned down. We don't know how. I assume vandals, the same people that probably tagged up the inside of the meat locker. And then, since we weren't coming and going every week, everything overgrew. And that's that. So that's why we can't come back. We do have the new home field of Viperville. Follow us on Instagram. Subscribe here. And hopefully we'll keep that going because that's ours. That's not renter's agreement, or we can actually do whatever we want there. for the most part. This was the farm video everyone's been asking for years, the update on what happened to the farm and why we can't come here anymore. And if you have any questions, please leave them below. Otherwise, I am out of here. Bye. Let's get out of here. Never come back. Are you recording video?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Whoa!
So bumpy.
We're out of here. We're never coming back to the farm. That chapter is closed. Yeah, it is very bumpy. If it wasn't for the Jeep, we wouldn't be able to get back here. I don't know that the Nitro would have made it, and the SWAT truck definitely wouldn't have made it.
This can be end real because it's really, really crappy and bumpy. Bye, farm.
Bye. Been nice knowing you.